to the bold analysis. I want to associate with the statements of Mukisa Kitui, who is saying that the president will not buy the country with money.
Don't write Ruto into such a big thing about how he relates with other countries.
He's the president.
No, he was being sweet-talked by Washington under Biden for just one important thing. Ruto has been mistaking throwing money at people as a solution. It's like firefighting with money. We have learned from the experience that the youth of this country can stand up. But I've also learned from experience that we have to link up with different people, start formations that go beyond serving any individual egos.
How is Africa going to deal with these juntas across West Africa?
Some of those juntas are bringing better governments than you have in your country.
Abductions, both of Kenyans, human rights defenders.
I have been surprised about how many Kenyans have been saying that they like Trump's personal commitment to serving Kenya is the first step towards getting rid of the Ruto government.
Much as I know this is very controversial or a bit unpopular, but I really believe that in the fullness of time, the politics of tokenism, buying the country with money, is not going to be the direction that is going to serve any agenda. And this is, in short, a brief of the political rallies in Taita Taveta. When you look at the activities of what is going on there, it is just an attempt to buy the country. But again, the message from Junet, Mohammed, and Hassan Joho should actually be a worry to the people of this country. Kindly subscribe to our channel. We are targeting 100,000 subscribers before the end of January. We are 5,400 shy of the target, and we believe that when you subscribe to our channel, we shall make a step towards that. Subscription is absolutely free. It doesn't deduct any amount, any figure from your account. The real advantage is when you subscribe, when we publish a video, you'll be notified. Ruto was in Taita Taveta for a political rally that is being reported as a development tour. And I'm a bit curious about the absence of his deputy, Kithure Kindiki, which is a departure from what we used to see during the Rigathi Gachagwa's reign as the deputy president. Over the weekend, I did not see the president with his deputy in the church service in Kajiado. Of course, they can go to different churches. Now, this was the first political rally, it's not disguised as development tour in the coast, and the president was not with his deputy. I'm still keeping my eye on that. I will really understand, because I know probably there are other engagements, and there is no way I say that they have to be together. But I followed the events of Taita Taveta, and I'm a bit curious on some of these observations. Look at this photo. In this photo, the president laid a foundation stone for construction of a classroom or some classrooms in Lesesia Primary School and secondary schools, and launched the last mile connectivity project at Sir Ramson, Taita Taveta County. This is construction of an extra classroom. This is a role that is undertaken by the MP, the CDF. This is construction of classrooms is kazi ya CDF. The national government, even through the Ministry of Education, is not large on construction. In fact, they don't construct. What they do is construction of schools, or rather establishing schools. But this is a work as CDF. What does that show you? There is an attempt to package it. Of course, this school was also awarded as, there's some school bus that was awarded here, which pia ni kazi ya CDF. So probably he topples what is the CDF and has to be seen as doing this. This is the same strategy that used to happen even before the Gen Z protest. I cannot see the Minister for Education there. He's not there. He was not there. So probably I want to believe that this is just another instance of hijacking a project that should be undertaken by the MP. Still in Taita Taveta in Njukini, this is another photo. The president laid the foundation stone for the 10 million shillings construction of Njukini market and addressed wananchi and traders. If there is a project I've been so curious about, is this one of construction of markets. Why? In some areas, I have been seeing, especially in Mount Kenya, I have been seeing MPs launching the markets. The members of parliament are the ones that they've been given, they're not only being given that money, 50 million, 100 million for construction of markets. But in Taita Taveta, if you look at your jacket, the president, that reflector jacket the president is putting on, imeandikwa Boma Yangu. Boma Yangu is the platform of selling affordable housing units. So just that shows you, and I've been asking, if project ya kujenga markets, which ministry does it fall? And on the issue of land, it falls because on provision of land or something, it falls under the Ministry of Lands. I'm seeing that, and I'm not seeing the CS for lands in that event. Mama Alice, Waziri Alice Wahome. I'm not seeing her in that event. So, still I have a disclaimer. It's not necessary. There's no written that the president have to walk all along in the country with the CS. And of course, you can look at that. The other one is that last mile connectivity. Yeah, the report from the ground is that ni nyumba moja tu iko connected. That one that they were celebrating. Mama, they say that is the only one that is connected. Even in the nearest market, hakukuwa na stima. But that is, to me, was just looking at it. And the reason why I was showing that part is to see. I've raised those projects. On last mile connectivity, Waziri for energy, Wandai was there. Azimio, Axis. There was also construction, there was also bitumen roads, which is the minister in charge is the Ministry for Roads, and that is Churchill, was not there. Now, if you look at those who went with the president in the coast, they were largely coast politicians and the CSS that are on the side of Azimio la Umoja. So we'll understand the president in that coastal tour. I saw Salim Vuria, Coast, CS. These are the guys that are telling you we want to detribalize the country. We want to detribalize the country. They went to Coast. They went with CS for mining, Hassan Joho, Coastarian. CS for trade, Salim Vuria, Coastarian. And the other host of coast politicians. And now the only CS was not there. The only CS was there who doesn't come from the coast was actually Wadai. And they were also the Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kingi. For all the political optics, those are the people that are telling you want to destabilize the country. I'm wondering why he didn't go and take the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula. And two speeches from two politicians, their politicians anyway. The speeches from Hassan Joho and Junet Mohammed raised an alarm in this country that I want us to pay attention to. Let's listen to Junet.
Hii mambo ya kuomba ruhusa kwa kila mtu lazima ikwishe. Na mimi nimeongea kama mkubwa wa upinzani. Kwa sababu serikali haiwezi kuomba ruhusa mahakama ili wajenge stima, waombe kanisa ili wajenge stima, waombe civil society ili waombe stima. Juzi muliona wale wako Nairobi. Airport yetu iko mbaya sana. Imeharibika. Waekelezaji wametoka nje kuja kusaidia sisi kujenga hiyo airport. Rais akasema kama wananchi wamekataa tumewacha. Sasa wale walikuwa wanapiga kelele, wapi maoni yenu ambayo kwa sababu airport lazima itengenezwe. Inchi hapa jirani yenu Tanzania wanafanya ni hiyo mwekelezaji kwa hiyo airport yao. Hawa ni wazimu. Tanzania ni wazimu. Kichwa imeruka hawa. Sasa lazima tutafute njia ya kusaidiana. Ya mwisho,
Junet is wondering and is saying that public participation should be scrapped. This culture that president has to consult everyone before project is done should stop. That reminds me of a video I once did, and I once asked, what is the interest of the ODM in Adani? But they're really mourning Adani from morning to evening. They're mourning the cancellation of Adani. From the statement from Junet Mohammed is directly telling the president that they are unhappy with the fact that Adani deal was cancelled. And he's saying, next time, we are not going to consult, we should not consult everyone. Now, that mirrors the speech from Hassan Joho.
Nataka niwaambie kuna watu sahihi, sisi tukiwa hapa, wao wako kwa mtandao. Ewe, amunisikii? Kuna watu tukiwa hapa, wao wako kwa mtandao. Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi ni waziri wako. Mheshimiwa Rais, nakwambia nchi haiwezi kujengwa na mtandao. Nchi haiwezi kujengwa na watu ambao kazi yao ni Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Na mimi nawaambia leo, nawapatia notice, wasione wao peke yao wana mdomo. Hata sisi tuna mdomo. Wakituletea noma, tutawaletea noma mbaya sana, my friend. Tumeona hiyo? Wakituletea mbaya, tutawaletea nini? Mbaya sana. Wakileta mbaya, wakileta noma. Mheshimiwa Rais, nakupa moyo. Mimi leo nimetembea na wewe, na mimi kama Hassan Ali Joho, mimi ni waziri kamili wa serikali ya William Samoei Ruto. Ama mwelewe hiyo.
Hassan Joho is saying there are people that are criticizing government in TikTok, Twitter, and I believe even YouTube probably. I dare ask, apart from kama ni noma, what else does Hassan Joho say? By the way, I'm just questioning for 10 others. Huh? Apart from kusema kama ni noma, what else does he bring on table? So, those two statements speak to one thing. What is normally criticized is, and I'm glad, the criticism, I know to some political class, it looks like negative strike on what the government is doing. But this is what it enriches the discourse. For Adani to be cancelled, it had to take the onslaught that started from Nelson Amenya and shared it with Senator Nyonka and it took 1 month before mainstream media took up that story. And the public, remember that young man who was protesting during the Gen Z protest that announced the airport. So it had to take that. And probably, I've always been saying that what is being said in the social media places is just amplifying what is coming from the other stakeholders. The doctors are saying, we don't want that shift, we are not consulted. That's what the others in the social media spaces are saying. If it is about the funding model, the students are saying, and you can play the videos of students saying, the model is not working for us. That is what we say. I just don't know why all of a sudden, the broad-based guys are in the process of making a dictatorship. And that is what I'm saying. It should worry. I think the Raila axis are so drunk with the power than even the government side. They're drunk with power, by the way. On a feel. They wameingiza yani mpaka and whatever was disguised to me as a development tour was actually a political rally. And the highlight of that Taita tour was it just a coincidence for Junet to be there? Was it a coincidence for Junet to be there? No. He was there, and that was all planned. Why crackdown on criticism, to me, is just an act of cowardice. Why? And I'm wondering, Hassan Joho, look at this. Hassan Joho was one of the leading Azimio leaders profiling Ruto lies during 2022 campaigns. Look at this video.
Na kama kuna mtu ako na namba ya William Ruto, arekodi hii video mtumie. Maisha yangu tangu nizaliwe sijawahi kuona mtu muongo, mfisadi, baradhuli, dhabdhabina kama William Samoei Ruto. Jana mimi nilipigwa na mshangao ati William Ruto amesema yeye akichaguliwa ataangalia mambo ya utendakazi wa bandari. Nilimwona nikashangaa sana, nikasema wewe ni muongo sana my friend. Sio wewe William Ruto alikuja Mombasa kanitusi mimi kama gavana wakati nilisema bandari inaenda, akasema wewe hauna elimu. Nikamwambia kama elimu my friend, hapa ni headquarter na mambo ya bandari huwezi nifundisha. Na leo narudia namna hii, William Ruto ni yule mrongo, hana ukweli, mtu mbinafsi ambaye yeye anayasema yale ambaye anamfaa yeye peke yake. Na nataka niwaambie ndugu zangu wa Pwani, mambo ya bandari, nimerudia hapa, mimi ni mshirika wa Raila Odinga, hatuyaombi. Tukiingia namna hii, bandari narudi Mombasa na kazi za bandari narudi wapi? Mombasa. Na za Lamu zinarudi wapi? Lamu. Iko shida hapo? Iko shida? Ni mweza tena ndege ya pili ya baba hiyo. Ndege ya nani hiyo? Ndege ya pili ya nani? Mwaiona hiyo? Ni ya nani? Haya, mwaka ujao pia mimi nitakuja na yangu hapo, ngojeni tu. Ya baba na baba mdogo. Ya baba ikishuka baba mdogo pia anafanya nini? Inashuka, sivyo? Sasa nataka niwaambie ndugu zangu wa Pwani, tusidadisiwe kwa hisia na viongozi ambao kazi yao ni kukera na kudhulumu watu kwa sababu ya kibinafsi, sivyo? Tumekubaliana hapo? Sote na riva hii itazoa kura zote kwa Azimio.
So it is true, and I think politicians are just trying to bury their head in the sand, because it is true that criticism is not only for those guys who are saying the social media. Even the political class are doing it. You're trying to say probably Kalonzos should not speak. The Catholic bishops should not speak. So you're picking a particular clique of people because you know this ones you can easily profile. And to me, that is flat, because Joho himself was telling the country how Ruto is a liar. So what is wrong if now people are saying things are wrong? Himself, when he was in ODM, they were criticizing the government. They even criticized the Uhuru Kenyatta administration before the handshake regime. So what exactly has changed to... Killing public participation is just a scheme to fasten deals and make sure not so much is exposed. And I really hope that President can see the danger in this. What has always costed this country is things being done in secret, and people just want to eat deals. So when they blow out, when you don't explain to the people, you leave the space for all manner of speculation. Probably the government, there are things, I believe that before even Adani was cancelled, there are things that the public never knew. Probably we'll never know. Unless one day someone will write a book, they might feature in some books some years to come. And what has caused the trust deficit is the communication. The president is complaining, has complained several times that the people around me that are supposed to communicate the government agenda are not communicating. Now you're saying you don't want to be criticized. But sometimes when people ask questions, government will do clarification. And by doing clarification, you enrich the discourse. What exactly is wrong with that? Raila axis are glorifying Ruto's misstep, are glorifying and cooking missteps, which according to me will be very suicidal even to them. Very suicidal. So someone should ask Joho that are there not people who supported Raila but are criticizing government? Tribalism as a political agenda is not politically important for Kenya Kwanza in 2027. So I've seen them taking the discussion about disparaging Rigathi as part of their agenda. Probably they should drop this as early as yesterday, because as Kenya heads towards 2027, themselves they will start forming coalitions based on their tribes. Based on tribes. So as much as we want to talk about unity this, unity that, and you are still struggling on who to appoint as the interior CS from Mount Kenya, no, we are not yet there. I don't think the crop of leaders we have are the ones that will detribalize the country. Not yet. Thank you.